Hey everyone, welcome to the Gloves Are Off podcast, and here is your host, Mark Rizzoli.
Thank you. Our producer is going to be joining us today in the conversation, and we're going to be discussing America Under Siege, censorship and racism once again. Let's get right into it. Start off by talking about CNN and MSNBC is going to be censoring Donald Trump after the Iowa caucuses, after Trump's astounding victory, one of the biggest comebacks in the history of American politics. CNN would not show Donald Trump's victory speech, as we all know, as well as Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. She claimed they will not be showing anything that's not truthful. This is the same Rachel Maddow, by the way, who is promoting the COVID vaccine. Said how it would stop the spread, guaranteed to work. We all know how that's working out. Same MSNBC who has Al Sharpton on there. Al, the criminal's pal Sharpton. Tawana Brawley doesn't pay his taxes. I can go on and on and on. He's an anti-Semite, as we all know. Then MSNBC's other host, Joy Reid, claimed that Nikki Haley, who was a brown lady, lost because of all the white Christians in Iowa. What would have happened if a white host would have claimed that, made that statement about blacks or any other race? They would have been taken off the air. But not MSNBC. Joy Reid's like a hero. By the way, what Joy Reid had this like Donald Trump blonde wig going on at night. She's calling everybody racist.
We have a picture of that for you, Mark.
Let's check it out. Look at that. Unbelievable. I guess she was trying to get the Trump look going. Has a little flair of Trump's hair. I mean, Joy Reid has issues. She really needs to go talk to someone. She needs an intervention. It's always about racism with her. Everybody's a racist, but she's the biggest racist. She should be taken off the air, promoting censorship, trying to divide communities. Not to mention they're involved in election interference. They're only allowing one side to inform the public on what they're running on. And they always put a spin on everything. You know, Americans who are proud Americans, people patriotic, they label them racist, MAGA. That's the new words now for patriotism. You're a racist. You're MAGA. They always have a way of attacking people who love America. They do it to concerned parents, right? Anyone who opposes their view, concerned parents are extremists, domestic terrorists, MAGA parents. Just unbelievable. But coming from the Democrats, we shouldn't be surprised. They're promoting anti-Semitism. You know, the Democrat socialists, you know, we all know they're involved with these pro-Hamas events that are going on in New York City, protests / riots. I mean, we saw what's going down in D.C. The supporters of Hamas were trying to do a few insurrections down there. That one insurrection on the DNC headquarters.
Here's a photo.
Look at these people.
Mark. Yeah, you can compare this to your next topic of the pro-Israel supporters.
Yeah. Pro-Israel rally in D.C. 300,000 people. No violence. What a showing. What a showing. Democrats didn't like that. The Hamas supporters definitely didn't like that.
Here's a tweet too, Mark.
Yeah, there you go. Democratic congressman admitted they had to be evacuated from the DNC headquarters. Pro-terrorist, anti-Israel protesters grew violent, pepper spraying police officers attempting to break into the building. Could you imagine? In a post-9/11 America. You got that right. It is an insurrection. It was an insurrection. There's no doubt about it. In post 9/11 America, we have groups supporting terrorism. It's just unbelievable. All sponsored by the Democrats. Not surprising. This is the same strategy they used the last election cycle for president. BLM protests. Remember the summer of love. I guess this is going to be the summer of terrorists, jihadists. Going to have all these jackasses going through the streets now, promoting anti-Semitism. That's what the Democrat Party's become. Anti-Semitism, violence. AOC supporting all these protests. Soros, the usual suspects. We had our insurrection at the White House. Hamas supporters pulling down a fence there, clashing. The problem is these people aren't enough of them aren't being arrested. If they're here on student visas, they should be immediately deported. You don't like this country, get out. Had enough of this. Coming to America, you're supporting terrorists. But this is all because of the Democrats and the Joe Biden administration, because they're weak, cowards, soft on crime, promoting division in communities.
You know, speaking of that, Mark, I read in one of the articles that anti-Israel protesters created some chaos in New York City at some of the bridges, and that 330 or more of them were taken into custody. But you're talking about being soft on crime. It looks like the police said many of them are just going to face misdemeanor raps and receive desk appearance tickets. And you were a former police officer, so you probably know more about what that means.
Yeah, it's like we used to call it like a station house adjustment. You know, you go walk out the door. It just falls in line with what's going on here. Soft on crime. Instead of charging them properly. I mean, they're obstructing bridges, tunnels. Hamas supporters are interfering with commerce, is what they're doing. They're trying to damage the economy in New York City, which is already sinking fast. I mean, interfering with people's quality of life. It wasn't even just obstructing traffic. They attacked residents walking who they perceived as Jewish. Where's the mayor of New York City? Stop being weak. It's just unbelievable. New York City right now, it's just unfortunately is a mess. Between illegal immigration, Hamas supporters. It's time to get tough on crime. It's time to stop incentivizing criminal behavior. I mean, you had Hamas supporters interfering with air travel. It's just unbelievable. They were blocking traffic at JFK. How is this permitted? Where's Port Authority in all this? You have police. Port Authority has a police department. Let's see some arrests interfering with air travel. Charge people accordingly. Stop being weak. Slaps on the wrists. Give them some jail time. This whole catch and release, aka is this bail reform. It's a joke. Everyone out there, this is all being funded by the Democrats. It's a fact. And you're going to see this escalate. As we get closer to the presidential election, it's going to escalate. It's going to get worse. It's all because we're perceived as weak. All these Ivy League schools, where a lot of this is going on the campuses, really, we need to have a closer look. Have they been abusing the student visa program? Who's actually coming into our country? We know Harvard's had a few incidents with spies from the CCP. Harvard has a lot of issues going on. These Ivy League schools, they seem to think they're above the law. Like, who's vetting these people coming here on student visas? I don't have no confidence that they're being properly vetted. And based upon what we're seeing on the streets of America, New York City in particular, it's proof right there. They hate America. Well, go back to where you came from. Gaza's so great. Hey, listen, jump on a plane. No one's stopping you. It's America. Landed free. Uber on to the airport. Head over to Gaza. Matter of fact, call Israel up. Tell them you'll take the place of the hostages. Time to deport people. We got to start protecting Americans first. I mean, recently we had Hamas supporters harassing cancer patients in Sloan Kettering, yelling up at children looking out the window. I mean, children fighting cancer. People fighting cancer being harassed by these savages. That's what they are. You support people, terrorists, who are raping women and children, cutting off heads, burning people alive, burying people alive. I mean, you go on and on the atrocities. Everybody think that's okay? You have members of Congress, the members of the House of Representatives who wants America to fail, who are supporting terrorists. We all know who they are. We have one here in New Jersey, Bonnie Watson Coleman. She's an anti-Semite. She supports the BDS movement against Israel. It's a disgrace. No one speaks out about it. Why? Because she's black. She's allowed to say whatever she wants. She loves hiding behind her race. Loves it. It's just unbelievable. You know, we've had a Jewish mother and daughter attacked by these violent protesters, these Hamas supporters. Everybody think that's okay? How would you like to be walking down the street with your daughter and get attacked by these savages? On American streets, people supporting Hamas in New York City in a post 9/11 world. I mean, we had the first World Trade Center attack. We have other terrorist attacks in Manhattan. Who would ever thought you'd see that? I never thought I would see it. People marching through the streets of Manhattan supporting terrorists. It's just terrible. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And where are the Democrats? Nowhere to be found. Supporting it. I mean, the fact that you can't be a proud American anymore without being called a racist or MAGA, it's unacceptable. It should be unacceptable to you. It's just nonstop. That's what the Democrats are all about, dividing. Remember Joe Biden? The adults are back in a room. I don't think so. Where are they? Where are the adults at?
I have another quote for you, Mark, from on the X platform by Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. He wrote, Biden admin must use every law enforcement tactic against these pro-Hamas insurrectionists that it is used in the January 6 cases. Track them down, arrest them, convict them, and lock them up. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, listen, he's strong on crime. I mean, Cotton's great. Senator Cotton's fantastic. I mean, he knows what's going on. He knows that the deep state's been targeting pro-Trump, all the Trump supporters. If you're pro-Trump, you're being targeted. That's a fact. But yet, if you're on the side of the Democrats, you basically do whatever you want because they like lawlessness. They feel that gets them elected. Then Joe will come out and say, "Oh, we need to put adults back in a room." Where? But this system started with Joe Biden. It started with Barack Obama. He ushered in division, all this racial tension. I don't know why people praise him like he's a great president. I keep hearing about Michelle Obama might get in the race for president. Well, what's her qualifications? Who cares? Everybody makes this woman out to be like she's the greatest thing. I don't see it. What the hell did she ever do? How's she qualified to be president? Barack Obama's wife. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? Yeah, they're the same ones promoting climate change, right? In the meantime, they're buying beachfront property. They're so worried about the water. I mean, frauds on their private jets. Give me a break. Racist. I don't see them coming out speaking against the Joy Reids of the world. Biggest frauds. All these people, all of a sudden now they want to jump in the race. Thought Joe Biden was doing such a great job. Run him again. Let's face it. Terrorists around the world are laughing at him, laughing at America. Weakness. They love when America looks weak. The fact is, Barack Obama and Joe Biden funded terrorism by not enforcing sanctions on Iran. Iran simply funnels the money down to Hamas, Hezbollah, all their other proxies, the Houthis. I mean, this is just never going to end until Joe Biden's out of office and the Democrats. I mean, there's one way to send a message to Iran. So a few cruise missiles into their oil facilities, and that'll silence them. I mean, there's sanctions in place on their oil. Donald Trump put sanctions in place. They're just not being enforced. You don't know the degree of which the Biden family, who knows how many countries are paying them off. China, they're going to take China, Ukraine. Who knows what's going on with Iran? What's the obsession with Iran? Why are the Democrats protecting Iran? Because that's what's going on. Being very soft on Iran, soft on terrorism. Just think of all the Americans who they were responsible for killing over the years. Go back to 1983, the barracks in Beirut. Iranians were directly involved with that. And just think about everything since. But yet, the Democrats want to go soft on Iran. That's why they try to change the subject all the time to other things. We got racists in Iowa. Listen, it's no accident that Democrats are now supporting Nikki Haley. They need to have a way in. Even at Wall Street now, saying, oh, Trump was right about China. Trump was right about the economy. They don't like his delivery, but now he's right after he won in Iowa. Wall Street wants no part of oversight. That's what that's all about. I mean, right now, America, we're under siege from within. I mean, it's just unbelievable what's being allowed. The media is right lock and step with the Democrat Party. They're in full election interference mode. They're going to censor everything involving Donald Trump. They don't want his message out there. And I hope the American people don't fall for that again. Because this election coming up, it's going to make or break this country. How's the economy doing right now when you go shopping just for groceries? How are you liking it? In the meantime, we're spending billions because of our open borders. It's not sustainable. The healthcare system is going to collapse. Well, the charity care. Not sustainable. Where the tax money is being thrown out the window. You don't even know who's come into this country. How many terrorists are here right now? Because of the weak Joe Biden administration. I mean, the summer's going to be rough. There's no doubt. You're going to have more and more Hamas supporters roaming the streets, creating chaos until they're all tracked down and put in jail, like Senator Cotton said, because that's what we have to do to protect this country.
It would be interesting to hear what your listeners have to say about the way the Democrats and the media are handling the pro-Hamas protests.
Yeah, give us some feedback. Do you think the media is properly reporting on it? Are they reporting the facts, watering down the message? Now let us know. As always, we encourage you to stay informed and ask questions. We definitely want your feedback. We're wrapping it up now. I want to thank you for joining us on The Gloves Are Off. Unfiltered, uncensored, unbelievable. Until next time, this is Mark Rizzoli. Remember, God bless America. And patriotism isn't racism. Have a great day.